Welcome to Nugget 67 with Steve Grohman. Today we're going to talk about the Trona Pinnacles. The last two Nuggets we talk about the Tufa Pinnacles up in Mono Lake, and that was really exciting. And now we're down to the Trona Pinnacles, and they are also Tufa formations. The Ridgecrest Area Visitors Guide says this: mysterious formation was created some 10,000 years ago by a major volcanic eruption. Travel east 25 minutes and climb the largest collection of tufa rocks in the Western Hemisphere. Our famous Trona Pinnacles have been seen on many commercials and shows and were the primary filming location for the hit movies Planet of the Apes, Dinosaur, Star Trek V, and Land of the Lost. What do you have to say about these mysterious-looking pinnacles?
Well, they're not only mysterious, but they're actually pretty cool. They're pretty awesome. It is an incredible hike around these things. They're very, very hard. They're very sharp, but they're very unique, to say the least. Would you agree?
This is kind of a neater place than Mono in that there are a lot more, and you can go in and around a bunch of them.
Most
and
of
actually,
Mono Lake
there's some climbing on some of them. People technical rock climb on some of them.
Most of Mono Lake, the stuff is in the water.
Right, and just on the edge.
Right, and on the edge.
It's a lot smaller.
These are massive.
From the Scenic 395, the official guide, there's an article about these, and it says, like another planet. Want to visit a planet circling some distant star in the depths of outer space?
How do they know what another planet looks like?
I know. I'm just telling you, this sounds like a fairy tale, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Kind of like all of this topic. Continuing on with my story. Pretend you're around a campfire. Can't wait 100 or 1,000 years for the technology that will get you there? Go to Trona instead, preferably at dawn or dusk. There, rising like a half-believed mirage, several miles distant, a closer approach. What weird grove of rock forms is this? What alien creatures harbored within?
I don't know about this alien and all this other planet stuff, but it is a rather unique situation because when you walk through these things, they are unlike anything else you can ever walk through. Remember when we were little kids back years ago, we had these little things called moon rocks. Put them in the water, put them in the windowsill or whatever that was, and they grow really odd shapes. That's exactly what it looks like.
And weren't those pretty
massive
colors?
Yeah, they were nice and pretty colors.
Pink and purple and
green
and
yellow and all that really stuff.
Well, I think the most interesting thing that I'm getting from this article here is that it just sounds like long ago and far away, or some sci-fi story. They have to bring up aliens, just sort of like the Mono Lake issue. Why is everyone so captivated by aliens and extraterrestrials? What's the point?
Well, one of the big points is, and it's becoming a bigger thing in our country, really everywhere, but the push is to eliminate God. If life can be out there somewhere on its own, then there is no God in these people's minds. And that's what they're actually teaching a lot of our children, that very concept. So if we're here, and there is no God, and it's an accident, then there must be some out there somewhere else.
Right. So, where's God then?
Yeah, where is God?
Pluto?
Yeah, where is God then? But the interesting thing is, every time they find some kind of a mysterious-looking formation on this earth that is unique, they always have to include this kind of topic, this kind of alien imagery, right, to keep that in the forefront of people's minds.
Continuing on with this, here, half an hour out of Ridgecrest, the Trona Pinnacles sprout from a dry lake bed up to 140 feet tall. They take on every shape: knobs, cones, spires, towers, blobs. Hiking a half mile in and around the pinnacles or driving up, down, and around their bases is all you need to take a trip to that planet. What planet? We're on Earth, guys.
The planet of Trona, I guess.
Didn't God make this Earth for us to be inhabited?
He made this Earth to be inhabited. That's what Isaiah says. Interesting, you mentioned Ridgecrest. We're going to talk about Ridgecrest on one of these nuggets, right?
Yeah, we're going to get into earthquakes.
Yeah, it's very
and all
interesting
kinds of things.
that this stuff is where it is, and Ridgecrest is where it is.
Continuing on a little bit more. There is an explanation for why outer space exists on Earth. Seriously? These are tufa towers, formed underwater during the most recent glacial ages. Back then, 10,000 to over 75,000 years ago. Well, that's quite a span of time, isn't it? Searles Lake was a few hundred feet deep. As the wet period ended, the lake evaporated, concentrating chemicals. Fresh, pure groundwater bubbling up through the fractures in the lake bed prompted algae to form a solid precipitate with the chemicals, which we now call tufa. As Searles Lake dried, the tufa towers remained, stranded above receding and ultimately disappearing waters. I could have read that like we were around a campfire or a bedtime story.
the interesting thing about all those descriptions there that you read, all of that stuff could happen very, very rapidly at a time of a big flood, maybe that covered the whole earth, and then the mountains arose and the valleys sank down. You have the energy, you have the heat, you have the evaporation, you have all of those features and issues that you're reading about, they say there, were tens of thousands of years ago.
Well, what's interesting about the whole Owens Valley that we've been talking about, and Panamint Valley, and down here near Ridgecrest, the geography is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
The geology. It's as if between the Sierras and the Panamints,
massive evidence of
right,
it.
just amazing, amazing features. And when we go out there, I'm just in my head saying, thank you, Lord, this is amazing. Thank you for letting us see the fabulous results of your great flood.
Yeah, I wish there was a way that a camera could capture the essence of it. You know, the old pictures just don't do it justice is an understatement in that area.
When we say that you could spend a month in this area, we're not kidding. But at least take your family out there and spend a week in this region. You'll just be astonished by the scenery. We got a little clip from Wikipedia about Searles Lake that they keep referring to. It says that Searles Lake is an endorheic dry lake in the Searles Valley of the Mojave Desert in northwestern San Bernardino County, California. The mining community of Trona is on its western shore. The evaporite basin is approximately 12 miles long and 8.1 miles at its widest point, yielding 1.7 million tons annually of industrial minerals within the basin to the Searles Valley minerals mining operations. Searles Lake is bounded by the Argus and Slate Mountains. And we saw that operation going on. That was quite an operation, wasn't it? Okay, again, there's just so much here, and we'll get back to the Tufa Pinnacles, I guess, in part B of this nugget.
It will have to continue on.
All right, thank you. If you haven't heard, we have a new ministry project. It's called the Psalm 33:12 series. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Help support this ministry and get America great again with these motivational t-shirts. Use them as a conversation piece and a great witnessing tool. Many people are getting them to give as gifts to those who have been on the front lines, like first responders, nurses, doctors, other medical staff, and of course, law enforcement. All 4 designs are available on white, black, or red t-shirts. All 4 designs are available in white, black, or red ink. The sizes we have available are small, medium, large, extra large, and 2X. Call or text 603-616-8907 to order, or order on our website, https://creationseminar.net/onlineorders.htm. Simply identify the shirt design, your size, what color shirt, and ink color that you prefer. The shirts are $20 each, plus shipping. Thank you.